So the other day I got asked a question that was actually a bit of a compliment at the same time, but it was a really interesting question that I want to share my answer with you too. So someone came up to me the other day and they said to me, Bevan, why is it that you seem to have your life all together? That was a really awesome question to get. And today I want to share the answer that I gave to this person in this situation. I don't think I always have my life all together, but there might be some good insight there for you in my answer. So as I was saying before, someone came up to me the other day and they said, Bevan, why is it you've always got your life together? And I think the first thing to say here is I'm far from perfect and I have moments in my life where my life is not together. But I will admit, I do think I've done a good job of creating a life that I love. It lets me be the version of myself. It lets me kind of live my life in a way that feels fulfilling and aligned as a person. And so as this person asked this question to me, I kind of thought of the framework of how I try to guide my life. Because I'm a big believer in life isn't something you're trying to find, life is something you're creating. Like I'm creating the life I love and I want to put time and effort into creating the life. And I want to wake up enjoying today, but also enjoying tomorrow because the life I'm creating for tomorrow is a good life as well. And I have a really simple framework in how I try to guide my life. And it's a really simple 3-step process that I'm going to share with you right now. So the first part of this process is the real clear understanding of who am I? So who am I as a person? And to me, this is very much a values-based question. So I like to think of the values to me that are really important to me in my life. So some of my values include things like honesty, love, fun, growth, freedom. These are words that to me really represent the kind of person I want to be and the version of myself I want to be. And a good way to think about your values are, when you're living your life well, you feel aligned to your values. So like when I'm being really honest, even in hard situations, I feel like being true to myself. But on the flip side of that, if you're moving away from your values, you feel you're losing yourself. So let's say I start being dishonest to my world, I start to feel I'm losing myself. So the who are you question, I like to look at that as a values-based questions. What are the values that I want to be and live in my life? Then the second step in the process is to go, what do I love doing? What are my passions? Now, luckily for me in my life, my 3 passions are people, fitness, and music. I have other things that I have to do in my life, but my 3 passions are those 3 things. I've always been a people person. My whole life, I've loved being with people. I just love people. I love the energy of people. I love interaction with people. And I like being someone who helps to be a good person in other people's lives. Secondly, fitness. If you know me, my whole life's about fitness. I absolutely love fitness. And then music. I play piano. I play in a band. I love listening to music. I love learning about music. It's a real passion of mine in my life. So then when I think about my values, then I have my passions. And my values are kind of who am I? My passions are what do I want to do with my time. So as much of my life as possible, I want to be doing fitness, people, and music. And fortunately for me, when going back to what I was saying at the start, it's the life I've wanted to create. Pretty much every day of my life is fitness, people, and music. Like every day I play my piano for about 30 minutes to an hour. I teach group fitness, which is people, teaching fitness to people with music. I have a running business, which is about fitness. I love doing exercise myself. I love listening to music, so every part of my day is pretty much fitness, people, and music. And this is a life I've consciously chosen to create. Now I've got the who am I, my values, I've got my passions, and then I've got my growth pathways, which is using my passions to enhance my understanding of my values. And what I mean by this, so these are kind of like the goals that I'm setting or the direction I'm trying to head in my life as I look forward to the future of my life, but in a way where I get to enjoy today as well. So for example, right now on my music, I'm trying to do my grading system in my music. So I'm trying to become a better musician by going through a grading system in my music. That's a pathway I'm going through in an area that I am passionate about. So my goal is an area of growth in a passion area of my life. But ultimately, this goal will also help me get a deeper understanding of the values that are important to me. So, for example, one of my values is growth. So by going through a grading process where I've got to set exams and go through exams, I'm going to have to grow as a person through this journey using my passion. So I'm enhancing my skills, but aligned with my passions and enhancing my values. And it's funny really, because even as I talk about this, honesty is an important part of this, because when you're challenging yourself to achieve growth, you've got to be really honest about the effort, the planning, and everything you're doing to achieve your goals. And this is, I try to do this in all areas of my life. So if you look at my growth pathways, they're using my passions to enhance a deeper understanding of my true self. Because the way I like to think about it is I want to live today in a way where I get to spend as much time doing the things I love in a way that's aligned to me. But I also want to think about the future me. The version of me in the future will have a deeper understanding of my passions. I'll be a much better musician. I'll be much better at helping people and being around people. I'll be much better at fitness. I may not be as fit because I'm getting older, but I'll have a deeper understanding of fitness. But more importantly, I'll have a deeper understanding of my values. Let's use love as an example. I like understanding love. What is love to the world? And if we think about if in 10 years from now, I keep trying to grow using this kind of system, I'm going to have a deeper understanding of love. But not just love, all of my values and the version of me I want to be. So, as I said at the start, I'm far from perfect and I don't think I've always got it together. But there's a really nice question to explore. And my framework is really simple. Who am I? What are my values? What are my passions? How do I want to spend as much of my time doing the things that I love doing, which are people, fitness, music? And then how do I develop growth that uses my passions to create a deeper understanding of self, which evolves me in my future? Obviously, I've put a lot of thought into this. You may have done the similar type of work, but if you haven't, just ask those 3 questions. Who am I? What are my passions? And how can I grow using my passions to create a deeper understanding of myself? If you enjoy my pieces and you want to bring exercise into your life, you need to check out my book, I Will Make You Passionate About Exercise. This book is designed to be a step-by-step journey that teaches you the right lessons and experiences to guide bringing exercise into your life, not just for a moment, but where you get to the place where you have a long-term love of exercise. So you get fitter, you get healthier, you have great stress releases, and you feel amazing about yourself. This book has been hugely successful, getting to the top 10 in the world for health and fitness books. So if it's time for you to bring health and fitness into your life, go to Passion About Exercise, click on the link, go through the process, and you can be starting your journey of finding your love for exercise really soon.